And we're live. Welcome to Activate Thursday. How is everybody this evening? So good to be here with all of you and kicking this off. Lisa's here with me today.
Hey guys.
Our Vice President of Research and Development. My name is Jesse Allen. I'm Senior Vice President of Marketing here at LifeVantage, and we're excited to be with you tonight. I feel bad, like I'm looking at my screen and I can see both me and Lisa, and I realize because I'm talking the way Zoom works, you can only see me, but Lisa's here as well.
I promise I'm here. I'll talk so that you can see me. There we go. Hi, everyone.
There you go. Yeah, I got to stop talking. That's a hard one for me to stop talking. Anyways, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you're here. We hope that it's time well spent, that we share something that is worthwhile, some good information and good content for you. Appreciate the fact that you chose to be with us tonight as opposed to all the other things that you could be doing. We genuinely love doing this. Lisa and I love doing this. We love talking about our products. We love talking about the science behind them, the difference that they make in people's lives. It's a real reward for both of us. So thanks for taking time to be with us. And for those of you that are new to LifeVantage or exploring or learning more about us, one, thank you to the person that invited you to be here. But we're grateful that you're here. And like I said earlier, we want to make sure that we don't waste your time and that we make this beneficial for you. So tonight's topic, we're talking specifically about activation. We consider ourselves LifeVantage the activation company. We have a bit of a mantra that we are the activation nation. If you're familiar with our podcast, that is the name of our podcast. If you're not familiar with our podcast, go check it out. It's wherever you listen to podcasts, and just search for Activation Nation. And you'll find us there. But tonight we're going to talk about activation, and we really want to put a definition to what that really means, what it means to us, what it means to you as a consumer of our products, and how it benefits you, and how it's a little bit different in this very large world of supplementation, how our approach is a bit unique and what that really means. So that's what we're talking about tonight. As you have questions, put them in the chat. We'll do our best to respond. Also, if you feel that this information is beneficial for somebody else, tag them right in the comment section, and then they have access to this video. The fact that it's here on Facebook makes it available for everybody. Fair?
Yeah.
Lisa, that sound good to you?
That sounds good.
Maybe before we get started, though, one thing. Tomorrow morning, Lisa leaves for New York, right? She's on her way to New York. She's spending the weekend with a girlfriend. They're going to go have a bunch of fun and go to a bunch of shows. If you've got recommendations for Lisa, where she should eat, something that she should see in the great city of New York, put them in the comments. Let her know so she's got some ideas. She's already got a schedule mapped out, but good recommendations never hurt. So
I can always fit in more food. I feel like New York has all the good food, so we can have like little pit stops along the way to your activities.
Yeah, good food. It's a girlfriend's trip, so they're going to go out and have a really good time. And she's got Saturday kind of by herself because her friend is at a conference. And so put your recommendations in the comments, and we'll make sure that Lisa has a great time while she's out there.
Awesome.
All right. Okay, Lisa, let's do this. Let's talk about activation, and maybe let's kind of set the stage and make sure everybody understands. You know, I've heard our consultants, they talk a lot about that, like, you know, we're not a supplement, or specifically Nerf2, when they talk Portendo Nerf2, they're like, it's not a supplement, it's an activator. That's not incorrect. It's not entirely right, but it's not incorrect, right? There is a definition that regulatory body and the FDA uses about dietary supplements, and we fit in that category, right?
Yes. We're not a brand new thing. We have innovative products, but we are still in that category.
Yeah. So activator is not a category that is recognized by the FDA, so we can't put activator on our labels. If you look at the product labels, it says dietary supplement, but there is a difference in how a typical dietary supplement and a product that has activating properties to it, there's a difference in how it responds and reacts within our body, or the benefits that it provides to an extent. So let's talk about that. What it is. First, let's establish a working definition for activator, and then maybe talk a little bit about the difference between just traditional supplementation and activation, and how those two differ. Is that fair?
That sounds great. So I think where we'll start first is kind of a broader definition of what activation is that we've all agreed on, because one thing that we have seen is that everyone sort of has their own definition of activation, and we wanted to unify around a statement that we could all be speaking the same language. So here's kind of the broad statement that we tend to use as we discuss activation, which is that activation ignites your ability to create powerful health. And what that really means is that activation involves tapping into your body's processes and its systems that have slowed down, and allows them to return to a more efficient or useful state. And so as you age, things slow down. And as you face stress, which if I ask people to raise their hands as you're watching this, I'm sure everyone would, we all face stress. So as we face stress, especially prolonged stress, and as we age, our processes slow down. We stop kind of creating the key proteins and different molecules in our body that really help us to live well. And so what we do here at LifeVantage is that we work with your body's processes to help activate its own natural processes, its own production of whatever target we're looking at. We come up alongside it, and then your body can then move towards a more optimal state. And how that differs from supplementation, because there are a lot of benefits to supplementation, but the way we define it is supplementation is if your body needs something specific, it needs a vitamin, it needs this, it needs that, you give the body exactly that. You're not causing your body to produce it. You're not really coming up alongside your body's systems. You're just saying, here's that molecule, here's that protein, here's that vitamin. And it doesn't really go to the root of the problem. It just takes care of it short term. But with activation, you're looking more at what is actually slowing down. What's the root of the problem? And we're going to address that by working with your body's natural systems. So that's the biggest difference in my mind between the two.
Let's talk about Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer specifically, so that we can use a very specific example.
Yes.
So talk about what it is that Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer is addressing, and maybe just a little bit of mechanism of action, like how is it working in the body, and then let's contrast that with a typical antioxidant. So let's start first with Nerve 2.
So first of all, with the problem, because we always have to start with the problem that Nerve 2 is addressing, our Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer, is oxidative stress. And oxidative stress can come from many sources. It can come from exercise, it can come from pollution, it can come from what you eat, your diet. It comes from multiple sources. And I mean, oxidative stress is natural. And your body has its own systems and has its own molecules called antioxidants that help to neutralize any damage that oxidative stress can cause. So you get the oxidative stress, it's trying to create molecules called free radicals. Antioxidants are quenching those, stopping them from causing harm in the body. And that's a natural system. It's cyclical. If everything's in perfect balance, your body can handle it. Where it starts running into issues is when the oxidative stress starts increasing and increasing and increasing, and your body's defenses start decreasing and decreasing, and it becomes a losing battle. That perfectly balanced cycle is no longer balanced. Your body does not have its natural defenses to be able to take care of all the threats that it's facing. And so it becomes overwhelmed. And that's when you start to just feel it in your body, and that you feel it as aging. You actually feel a lot, you can even feel older than your age on paper. Everything just isn't working right because your body is fighting a losing battle.
Yeah,
And
because
so,
that imbalance, right? That imbalance of oxidative stress versus antioxidants leads to cellular damage, leads to
correct,
DNA damage, and then it
correct,
manifests itself in what we typically associate with just getting older, right? So
correct.
aches
Which
and
we kind of take for granted. We're kind of like, well, this is what it's like to get older.
yeah.
We've kind of got that ingrained in us, but really it's this imbalance and the cellular damage that's coming
Because
from it.
there's an imbalance or an inefficiency in the systems that govern
Exactly.
free radicals and free radical damage. Okay, so NRF2 then, maybe
Yes,
using the words that you used, NRF2 comes alongside of the body's natural systems that naturally internally produce antioxidants to address all the free radicals. But as you said, free radicals have increased and the body's natural antioxidant production has
yes,
decreased. Now there's that imbalance. And what happens is NRF2 comes in, tells the body, start producing more antioxidants, and it upregulates the antioxidant production to balance out the free radicals and then neutralizes those free radicals and the associated damage that comes from them.
correct. Yes, you're working with your body. It's creating those antioxidants. Your body now has the tools it has to get back into balance once again. And when your body's at balance, that's when it's working most optimally. All your systems are working together in harmony instead of being out of balance and not working inefficiently. And so the difference between, so then you have our product that actually activates NRF2, which then activates the production of these antioxidants. You can add in antioxidants into your diet just through a supplement.
Yeah, give us an example. Like what when we say antioxidant for someone that's not well versed, what is that? What's a good source of an antioxidant?
Yeah, so there's quite a few out there, quite a few herbs and things like that. CoQ10 is a well-known antioxidant that actually is a very good ingredient, vitamin E, things of that sort. And antioxidants can be both ingested and also topical as well. So you can see them in your skincare or your hair care as well. And so there's many molecules like that you could supplement. But some of the issues with just supplementing is that as you're supplementing, you only have a limited amount of antioxidants that can be used up. So you don't have this continuous cycle that's working in your body to keep it at balance. It only works as long as you have the antioxidants in your system. So once they're used up, they're gone. And so also there's not that balance where the body just produces what it needs. So since we are working with the body's natural systems and through the NRF2 system, through the NRF2 pathway, we'll activate it. And when the body has what it needs, it will give the feedback to stop that cycle. So it keeps the body's systems in balance. However, if you're just supplementing, you just keep supplementing, your body's not regulating that production because you're just artificially giving it to your body. Now, there are plenty of opportunities where it's great to supplement certain things you are deficient in because you need them immediately and you need them for your body to do well. And so, especially if your doctor tells you to supplement something specifically for a short-term period, listen to that. And so it has its purpose. But for these longer-term processes, such as dealing with oxidative stress, you're going to be dealing with that your entire life. Coming up alongside your body's systems and helping it work optimally is a long-term solution versus kind of a short-term, just Band-Aid approach to it.
Yeah, right. I want to make sure that we're clear. Like it's not that we are pro supplementation, right?
Oh,
We're
100%.
contra supplementation. There was something that you said a minute ago that I think is really kind of the key in understanding the power and what makes activation different and so powerful is when you said once your body, like if you are supplementing with antioxidants, whether you're taking a supplement that includes certain vitamins or whether the food that you're consuming has natural antioxidants, a lot of fruits and vegetables have antioxidants in them. But the comment that you made is once your body has used the antioxidants provided through supplementation, it's done. And the reality is, for most of us, especially in our adult years, the free radicals or oxidants that are raging throughout the body, the ability to consume through your diet antioxidants to address all of those free radicals, you just never would consume enough.
Exactly.
You would
It's a
never
losing
get.
battle.
Yeah. And so the power of activation and the power of Nerve2 specifically is that it takes your body naturally has the innate ability to produce antioxidants that has diminished with age. It's just been, the production has been suppressed. Nerve2 comes in and turns it back on and ramps up that production to address that free radical and those scavengers that are raging through the body.
Exactly. 100%.
And that's like, if you just stop for just a minute to like wrap your head around that, it's like, it's miraculous, for lack of a better term. I mean,
It
it's
is
really,
so amazing.
really incredible. And what the beauty of that is that we are using 5 natural materials, right?
Exactly.
And it's the blend and ratio of those 5 materials that are able to then specifically address the body system that upregulates that antioxidant production.
Exactly. And that's part of the research that we do, because you mentioned there's 5 botanicals. There was a lot that went into determining what those botanicals are, what parts of the botanicals were used, what ratio was used. And so as we approach activation for other issues and other systems, we have to do the same work. We have to determine what that correct botanical or ingredient that will activate that system, or what's the combination that will work in synergy to have that activity. And there's a lot of cell studies and vitro work that goes on where we try a lot of different ratios and a lot of different parts to determine what the optimal combination is, so that when we are addressing the problem through activation, we're doing it the most efficiently and with the best combination that'll give you the most bang for your buck. Because we want to make sure that when you take our products, they're the most efficacious and that you're seeing the benefit you need to, and expect to see with them. So that's part of the promise we put into developing our products is once we identify the mechanism of action, the activation story that we want to target, that's when the research begins to determine what is the correct solution to activate that pathway.
And maybe just list off really quick those 5 botanicals that are in Nerve2, really just so that those that are listening recognize that there are things they probably already heard of.
Oh yeah, definitely. You have here. I'll show the bottle for you like right now. But we have milk thistle, we have bacopa, we have ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric.
Yeah. Which I'm confident that most of the individuals that are watching, you've heard of those, right? Milk thistle, right? Bacopa, you've heard
like a secret magic plant that's been hidden away in a cave for thousands of years. These are common ingredients. What makes it special are the specific standardizations used, the combination of the 5, and not just that the 5 are together, but the ratio between all of the different 5 botanicals.
Yeah. So, right, with activation, it's really recognizing just how inherently incredible the body is, and your body's ability to address concerns, and just it has these built-in features that are there, and those features just they start to diminish with time, or they've been insulted somehow, or something has happened that has suppressed their ability, and then we're able to look at that and say, okay, what's been suppressed? How can we, if we were to turn it back on or bring the production back, what would be the natural benefit or response to the individual? And then if it's positive, then we say, okay, what materials and what combinations of materials can then target those specific systems to upregulate or get them back into an optimal state of function.
Yes.
Do that and it produces a desired result. And that is the approach to activation. And we have, we've been talking about Protandim NRF2, but we have multiple other products in the
Oh, yeah.
portfolio that are activators. They're looking at a different mechanism of action and targeting a specific desired result. You just held up a couple. You held up, I saw liquid collagen.
I know, I have so many. This is, you're at an R&D VP's desk when they just have 50 products just sitting around that they can just grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I showed NRF1. So that's targeting our NRF1 pathway, which essentially is energy of the cell and biogenesis, so creation of mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, because every cell needs energy to be able to function.
Yeah.
And then we have NAD, which leads to sirtuin upregulation. It also helps to really detox the cells and clean them up so that they're able to function optimally. Because if they're all junked up, you can think about like if your engine's all junked up, or if any system is junked up, it's not able to work. And so that's what NAD does, is it kind of cleans that up as part of its mechanism of action. And then with our liquid collagen, we have our mantra of activate, replenish, maintain. And so you see, activate, number one activity, activate the production of collagen. And we see that we actually upregulate collagen 100% in fibroblasts with use of one of our key ingredients in there. Anyways, we could tell a million different activation stories, but the key is that your systems, lots of different systems in your body, slow down as you age. A lot of people have just accepted that, but you don't have to. And that's what the answer that activation brings. You don't have to accept that everything's going to slow down. You can partner with your body to help it get back to where it was, so that aging means something different to you than what it does to the rest of the world. They see that as kind of a downgrade of function. You can really see it as thriving.
Yeah. I love that statement. You don't have to just accept it, right?
Yeah.
That there is a better alternative, or there is an alternative. And that alternative is rooted in this science of activation and working with the body's natural systems and turning them back on and getting them working in an optimal state. Maybe, and you spoke to this just a minute ago, but maybe just talk a little bit about the alternative approach is really to try to address these deficiencies. The body slows down, or the systems within the body slow down, and it creates this imbalance. And the typical approach is supplementation. Well, the body's no longer producing X, Y, or Z, so let's just give it X, Y, or Z.
Exactly.
Why in your mind is that an inferior approach, or why is activation a superior approach to dealing with those inefficiencies?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of what I mentioned earlier. It's a Band-Aid approach. You are just adding back in what's missing without addressing the problem. What caused it to be downregulated or impacted by stress in the first place? Activation goes back to the root. It goes back to the beginning and addresses the problem so that you're actually impacting your health. When you're supplementing, you can maybe see some relief from some of your symptoms because you are giving the body what it needs, but you're not actually creating health. You're not helping your body live healthier because you're not addressing the problem. You're just trying to be like, well, this is the easiest approaches. That's what I'm missing, so that's what it is. And it goes back to what you said earlier. We can only supplement with so much because there's certain amounts that are healthy for our body to ingest. Is that the right amount? Does everyone get the same amount? But when you activate, it's personalized for you because it's working with your body systems. So your body systems knows how much you need. And so it's able to regulate that through its system versus just supplementing a set amount for everybody. So it ends up being more of a customized approach just for your health.
So is it fair to say, probably not, supplementation is really a Band-Aid approach to dealing with symptoms, whereas activation is a holistic approach to addressing the root cause and dealing with
Exactly.
the problem rather than the symptoms.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I
Yeah.
think
And once again, sometimes you need the Band-Aid approach. That's why we have Band-Aids. I mean, if you're bleeding out, you need that Band-Aid to cover, you need that tourniquet. There is a balance. You need these systems, but that's the beauty of activation, is that you have in our world, you have those supplements for when you need them for that quick time solution, but then you can address the problem and deal with it long term once the short-term need is done.
Yeah. I've got this visual of like that little kid, right? The little kid that gets a scratch and then he's got his arm loaded up with like, 20 Band-Aids, right? He's like overcompensated.
Oh, yes.
And sometimes that is frankly our approach with supplements, is just,
We throw everything at it. I make fun of my husband all the time because that's his approach to a lot of things. We've talked a lot of times. I'm like, I'm like, here, you need to take this. But yeah, he'll have a problem. He'll just be like, here's 8 bottles of supplements that he's grabbed. And I'm like, where did you even get these from? And so it can be our approach to, oh, I don't know what's going on. Let me try all these different solutions. It's not targeted. It's not really dealing with the issue. But with our products and activation, it's an intelligent way to deal with the source of the problem.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to put a million Band-Aids on your arm.
Right. So a minute ago, we've really introduced 4 different products that are activators. Nerve 2, you held up Nerve 1 that deals with mitochondrial health and powerhouse, and NAD and sirtuins, and then liquid collagen and collagen production and collagen maintenance, which has a whole host of associated benefits with that. This is more just like Lisa, the person, not the scientist running R&D.
Yeah.
What like within our product line, like what activating product, two-part question, what activating product do you love and why?
Okay.
And then maybe a product in the line that has activating properties, but maybe we don't think about it as much as an activating property. We don't think about it in the same vein of Nerve 2. So which one do you like? Like, what's your, like, I love this product. I think it's incredible.
Okay. So my absolute favorite combo right now, and because it's been very top of mind, let me make sure I'm grabbing the right ones, is Nerve 2 and liquid collagen. If I could only have 2 things that I took every day, it would be these 2. And partially it's because with the 2, I feel a difference. Yeah. And I'm always a skeptical person. And if it doesn't seem to be giving me benefit, or I don't understand the benefit, then I'm like, well, why am I wasting my time on this? I'm a busy mom. I only have so much bandwidth. These 2 clear demonstrable benefits backed by 30 plus studies. That's the combination for me. Now, thinking back to our other
maybe just let me interrupt really quick. Just a quick plug, right? She just mentioned Nerve 2 and collagen. In 2 weeks, Lisa's going to go in depth on a study about those 2 products on this same call. And so you're going to want to come back and join us in 2 weeks on the 27th of July. She's gonna talk a lot more about those 2 products.
I mean, that's partially why it's very top of mind for me, because there's really cool stuff that's coming from it that it'll make you need to use them every single day too, once you hear what they can do together. So plug.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Maybe a product in the line that maybe, I mean, I think, well, anyways, maybe isn't typically thought of as an activator or an activating product, but should be thought of in the same vein as Nerve 2 or liquid collagen.
One of the ones that I really like the stories of, and we've talked about it some as we've done the relaunch, but I don't think it's been held up in the same vein as these products, has been actually fat burn. The science on that product and how it actually changes the properties of the fat within your body is fascinating to me. And it's another one where there's clear demonstrability while having a very clear activation mechanism of how it works. And so that's the first one that's popping into my mind.
Yeah, 100%, right? A formula whose key ingredients are inspired by the Mediterranean lifestyle and the
Exactly.
Mediterranean diet, and using upcycled ingredients that otherwise would have gone to waste. And ingredients in that combination, that formula, have the ability to literally increase the metabolic rate of your body.
That's the coolest part, is that
Yeah,
it increases the
absolutely.
amount of calories you burn, which is always appealing to me, and I'm
Yeah,
sure it's
like
appealing to all of you.
who in the Western society, sorry, I don't want to, anyways, but who doesn't want an elevated metabolic rate? I realize there are some people, right? But at the end of the day, the vast majority of us, the ability to increase your metabolic rate, i.e., burn more calories throughout the day, that's a fantastic thing for all of us that are
Exactly.
watching our waistline and watching our figure and trying to keep the weight off and keep healthy. And
Well, and it
that
just pairs so well if you're already doing other things in your lifestyle. Like I run, and so it's just like a perfect pair to the exercise that I'm doing. So they just marry so well together to really work on that metabolic system.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I love that product, and I mean, I use all of them every day, but that I make sure that I get my fat burn every single day, in addition to my Nerve 2 and collagen and Axio that we haven't even talked about, and a whole host of others. So we're gonna wrap this up. We've got other things that we've got to get to, and Lisa's still got to get things finished so she can get on the road tomorrow morning, or in an airplane anyway, to get out to
Yeah.
so great explanation, Lisa. Thank you for doing this and taking the time. And for those that have been with us this evening, hopefully you've gained something from this and a better appreciation for what activation is and how it works and why it's important and why it's something that you want to be a part of. Any parting words, Lisa? Anything that maybe we should have touched on that we didn't?
I think the biggest thing with activation is I think we tend, and I think everyone out there tends to overcomplicate it. I think we try to, and then it just seems overwhelming. But I think if we get back to the basics of just partnering with your body, helping systems that have slowed down get back up to par, just get back to the basics, it makes sense and it's not overwhelming. It's accessible science that really makes a difference, that you can see, experience, feel. And so I think we just need to remember that we don't always need to overcomplicate things, that we just need to remember the key points of what activation really does and why it is such an amazing technology that's really a game changer.
Recognized, acceptable science that you can see, experience, and feel. It's perfect. Said perfectly. So Lisa, thank you. Great explanation this evening. This has been fantastic. For those of you that have joined us, we've kept this one a bit quick, but thanks for spending time with us. Again, if there's questions, comments, let us know. We'll respond to all of them. And just another plug, another reminder, 2 weeks from today, July 27th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, right here in the Facebook page, we're going to go in depth on a study that was recently conducted with liquid collagen and Nerve 2 and the synergies and benefits of those two products used in combination. They're remarkable on their own, and they're opening up whole new benefits and whole new benefits when used in combination with one another. And we're going to explain what that is and why that's happening. So
you won't want to miss it. It's amazing.
Yeah, make sure you're with us in 2 weeks. For those of you that are consultants that are watching right now, make sure you tune in to Activate on July 22nd. Hopefully you've registered for that already. If you're watching and haven't registered, or you're not a consultant, you're certainly invited. We've got a great business meeting that we're doing virtual. It's on a Saturday, July 22nd. You can register for that right on the website and be part of that. We're gonna new things that are happening at LifeVantage, as well as some hearing from some of the different consultants and leaders within the LifeVantage family. And it will be a great experience for all of you. So anyways, thanks for joining us this evening. Lisa, great explanation tonight. Thanks for everything you're doing and the impact you're having here. And with that, everybody have a great evening. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See you soon, guys.